Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our Monday edition of FSU Weather. I am student meteorologist Zach Law.
And I'm student meteorologist Tyler Sherrod.
And here at FSU Weather, this is our first desk at our brand new studio here in the new EOS building. Well, how do you feel about the new studio so far?
Well, it took a lot of work to finally put it together. Many days of moving stuff out of our old building into the new building. But overall, I think it's going to be a worthwhile move. We have a lot more space, a lot more we can do with this area. Still going to be working out some kinks along the way, but I think great move overall. Mm-hmm.
It's a very exciting transition, and we are looking to stream every day this week, and then eventually over the next few weeks we'll have a cable signal. We'll be able to get up on cable television around the Tallahassee area, but as for now, you can find us on YouTube every weekday at 6 p.m.
And you also might notice a new backdrop for our desk right now. You can see the Woodward garage. We have a live shot. Might change that up a little bit later on, but we decided we'd do something new here at FSU Weather. Mm-hmm. And let's start moving into kind of the weather that we've been seeing this week. How it's so different from the past. Today got into those mid-70s, a lot warmer than we've been experiencing over this past week.
Yeah, and you can see behind us, it's been clear skies today. The weekend was sort of cloudy, so it's been a good transition. We do have high pressure sort of sitting over us, so we are expecting clear skies for the next couple of days, but we do have some cloud cover starting to build in, particularly around the Thursday, maybe some showers coming with that, potential for even some severe weather.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be a pretty nice rest of today, and into tomorrow we're going to have nice temperatures as well. But as we move into Thursday, a chance for some severe weather outbreaks here in Florida. So with that, I think we're going to move on to the wall with Zach here, and he's going to give us our clear overview now.
Yep, so as we were saying, we've been seeing clear skies today, much different picture from the weekend, and that is something that we're looking forward to for the next couple of days here. And over the next few days, we're going to have those clear conditions continue into the area, but let's look at our temperatures. Right now, we're sitting at 67, so starting to cool down from those 70s, but we do still see a lot of 70s around the map, a little bit more north towards Thomansville and Bainbridge. 70s are there, a little cooler down towards the coast. But for our satellite, clear skies, no clouds, but that's not going to be the picture for too much longer, as we do have this rain that's sort of building over Texas, and that's what's going to be coming in on Thursday and producing our chances for severe weather and outbreak potentially on Thursday, with that band of showers moving through and organizing a little bit more. And that'll be a driving factor as a result of this front and this low pressure system that's going to be pushing through. But as for tomorrow, we're going to be seeing highs in the 70s again, 73 degrees, so very comfortable for January. I mean, we don't really see 70s too often around this time frame, and we haven't really seen them in a while. Not a lot of 70s in December, so we're going to see some of those clouds start to peep back in again tomorrow, though. And as for the rest of the show, we're going to be looking forward to talking about the lifestyle forecast, and we're going to continue celebrating the first show of the new semester.
Thank you, Zach. Now we're going to jump right on ahead in and look at that national. We got some great weather going on this week. We got some very warm temperatures over in the southeast with that 67 in Tallahassee, 71 in Atlanta, and even in the 60s for Memphis. But on the western side of the United States, we're seeing a lot chillier temperatures with that 24 in Salt Lake City, 19 in Denver, and then further north they're seeing temperatures in the 20s as well with that cold front coming through. Now with that cold front comes all that dry air, and they are feeling that over in the western region of the United States with that 17 Salt Lake City, 15 in Denver, just extremely dry conditions. But in the south, we got that Gulf moisture just pulling right on up into Louisiana, Texas, and even reaching up into Arkansas. So those dew points are a little bit higher with that 57 in New Orleans and even 52 in Memphis. And as seen here by those winds, there's that Gulf moisture just pulling up, keeping that region a lot more moist than much of the United States right now. Now, as we're looking into the future, we got this upper level water vapor, this moisture that's just pulling on into the southeast, and there's that severe weather potential that could happen in the southeast further into this week, although right now these areas are just feeling that moisture in that area. And then right past that, we've got that drier air, and you can even see this low front with that counterclockwise motion, and it's going to, the cold front with that counterclockwise motion, and it's going to continue to push down into the southeast as the week goes on. Now here's one cold front situated just above Texas, and this is the one that's going to push that severe weather into our area. And then further north of that, we have another cold front, and that's kind of helping guide it actually down into our area. area. Here is that rain happening in Texas, and it's going to continue to move up, bringing rain and lots of wet weather, and there's also that snow up in Colorado. And as for tonight, we're seeing temperatures pretty chilly all across the western portion of the United States. And then as we're going into tomorrow, temperatures are going to be a lot warmer down where we are with that 75 in New Orleans, that 73 in Tallahassee, and even down in Miami, they're seeing temperatures close to 80. But as for the western part of the United States, once again, they're seeing temperatures in the 20s, and that cold air is going to continue to reach us, although hopefully we won't be seeing anything in the 20s now, will we, Tyler?
No, absolutely not here in Tallahassee. Looking at our sunset here, a beautiful sunset over Doak Campbell Stadium with our weather stem cam here, just right there on the horizon right now. And we're looking at our temperature, 67 degrees. We are in the mid-70s for a lot of today, so we're dropping those temperatures very rapidly now that we're getting towards sunset. Winds coming out of the south at about 9 miles per hour. And if we're taking a look at the current conditions with our satellite and radar, nothing much to speak of. There's a little bit of cloud cover in our region, but no rain to speak of here in Tallahassee and the Big Bend region. That's going to change later on in the week. That is because of this cold front here situated in Oklahoma and northern Texas, going to start pushing towards the southeast, bringing rain for us as we get around to Thursday. The chance for some severe weather actually as it gets closer to Tallahassee, but for now we have high pressure sitting over Florida, bringing those clear and warm conditions for us. Taking a look at our dew points, Tallahassee having a dew point of 51 degrees right now. Fairly dry for most of our Big Bend region. Apalachicola is really the moistest region right now at a dew point of 55 degrees. And as we look into tonight, those temperatures really not going to get too bad. Fairly comfortable. Tallahassee is going to be at 58. Monticello at 57, and getting up more to the northwest, Bainbridge is going to get down to 60 degrees tonight. And then as we head into tomorrow, as I blur out a little bit, Tallahassee, 73 degrees as that high. Going to have a cloudier day, so not going to be quite as nice as we saw today. But those conditions, the cloudier conditions, are going to keep things relatively cool. Monticello at 71 degrees. Valdosta going to have a high of 73 degrees. And looking at our 7-day forecast, tomorrow, as I said, that 73-degree mark, and then as we move into Wednesday, we're going to get up to 75 degrees with a 40% chance of rain. And really the big rainmaker day is going to be on Thursday, 90% chance of rain with a high of 73 degrees. As the cold front pushes through our region, the higher chance for severe weather. But then as we get into Friday, going to be a lot nicer after the cold front pushes through. We're going to have lower temperatures, 61 degrees as the high for Friday. And then at night, going to get down to 40 degrees. Then an absolutely beautiful weekend. Saturday and Sunday, going to be 67 degrees and 68 degrees as our high. And as we get into Monday, going to stick around at 68 degrees with those partly cloudy skies. So expect a very nice weekend after we get through these line of storms on Thursday. And now I'm going to pass things off to the desk with Chris and Jesse, and they're going to give us a little bit of a recap of the weather that we saw before we are on air.
Yeah, thank you, Tyler. As we weren't able to stream, we still were keeping track of the weather here at FSU Weather. Over winter break, I went back on to Virginia, got to see about a 1/10 of an inch of snow.
Hey!
And then it melted by midday. I got to see snow.
Well, that's more than I saw. I'm from Tampa, so we had extremely warm temperatures, even warmer than we usually feel here in Tallahassee, so I did not see any snow. It barely dipped below 60 when I was there. It might have gotten in the mid-50s maybe for a day or two, but really in Tampa, it was extremely warm. But over winter, we did have one pretty significant weather event that happened just a couple weeks ago in January, actually, didn't we?
Yeah, January 10th and 11th, there was a tornado outbreak in the South Central Plains. There was a total of 79 tornadoes that formed in the squall line that formed because of a short wave combined with a lot of moisture in that air, heavy instability, and a lot of wind shear that created strong squall line, which had potential for many severe storms.
Yeah, and I think this was actually the third largest January tornado outbreak on record. So this is pretty rare to see something like this happen in the month of January. And not only was this a pretty severe weather outbreak, but it also led to a few deaths.
Yeah, there was a total of 7 fatalities. They're caused from 3 separate tornadoes. One formed in eastern Texas, so it was an EF1. There was an EF2 that formed in northern Louisiana, as well as another EF2 that formed in western Alabama. which led to deaths.
Yeah, unfortunately. And the Storm Prediction Center did highlight that risk area, so a full week ahead of time. So they were keeping track of this thing for quite a while. And then where were you during this? Were you in Tallahassee?
Yeah, I was in Tallahassee during this.
And now it didn't get too severe in Tallahassee, did it?
Yeah, it didn't quite reach us with tornadoes yet. Well, we still had some rain.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I was actually in Weehawken, which is just a little bit west of us, and I actually experienced a tornado warning for about an hour there. So that was not fun, but we didn't see any damage over in that region. So thankfully, most of Florida stayed relatively calm. But we're going to go ahead and pass things off to Jonathan, and he's going to go ahead and give us another look at the National.
Thanks, Jesse. So looking nationally right now, we have a broad sector of warm, nice conditions stretching all the way from San Antonio, and you have those mild conditions stretching almost up near Chicago into DC. Down in Miami, they're currently at 69. So we have this nice weather stretching across the country right now, and that's a direct result of this high pressure system that we have over the southeastern portion of the country. But notice you can see this really jagged gradient right here where the temperature is quickly switching from warm to cold, and there is a cold front in that region. You'll definitely notice that in the dew points as well, where you have these dry brown conditions, except for this part where we have southerly flow coming in from the Gulf of Mexico, transporting that moisture up into the southern tip of Illinois. And this is sort of going to lead us into a severe weather threat shaping up later this week, which you'll sort of see in the winds and the flow right now. You'll notice there is a strong change. You have winds flowing directly from the north and south over Kansas and Oklahoma right now. And when those two air masses collide, that's sort of going to create a dynamic setup for severe weather. And you'll see this in the upper level water vapor as well, where you have this moist air shooting up along that cold front, but notice the dry air is coming in behind it. And that is the dynamic forcing behind this system. So, like I said before, you have this cold front and low pressure system, and eventually this is going to scoot on over to where this high pressure system is, and that is going to result in some severe weather in Tallahassee later this week. But for right now, we just have some showers across Texas, stretching from Dallas down to Corpus Christi. Not a lot of impacts with these storms. And then up in the Rocky Mountains, this is kind of the only part of the United States that is currently experiencing snowfall. We've sort of been in this nationwide winter drought right now, but through Denver and the Rockies, we do have snowfall right now, so that's good to see. Tonight's forecast, you'll notice we do have those warm, mild conditions for this time of year and winter stretching across the country. But I'm going to go ahead and point out that in Iowa, just north of Kansas City, go Chiefs, they won last night, where the first presidential primary caucus is, the temperatures are going to be cold. So if you are going out in Iowa tonight to vote in those caucuses, they are going to be cold temps. So make sure you are dressed well for that. Tomorrow's forecast across the country, pretty warm and mild yet again. Temperatures down in Miami almost approaching 80 degrees. Right here in Tallahassee, we're going to be 73. These conditions are wonderful for this time of year. So I'm going to go ahead and pass things off on to Tyler, and he is going to take a look at the southeastern United States.
Thank you, Jonathan. Here in the southeast, experiencing fairly comfortable conditions for the most part. Shreveport and Little Rock are receiving a little bit of rain right now. Shreveport mostly, actually Little Rock is having those cloudier conditions. And as we move eastward, a little bit sunnier. Jackson at 70 degrees, Montgomery at 72. You can see Atlanta actually at nighttime now, sun setting a little bit faster here on the East Coast for us. Moving on to the dew points, we can see a little bit moisture here in Little Rock and Shreveport. As that cold front approaches and passes, we're going to see those dew points start to drop and those conditions start to get a little bit better for them. But for the eastern side of the southeast, those dew points really dropping down a lot more. Atlanta with a dew point of 35 degrees, Montgomery at 46, and then Tallahassee with that dew point of 51 degrees. And you can see a lot of southerly flow right now in the southeast. Actually, meteorologist here, Jake Karstens, pointed out to me that a sea breeze was detected here in Tallahassee. So even in the month of February, we can experience sea breezes here on the Gulf Coast of Florida. Right now, 10 miles per hour coming out of the south, and Little Rock up to 14 miles per hour coming out of the south. A little bit closer to the eastern side of the southeast, those winds aren't quite as fast. And really looking at the main picture, the cold front here in central United States is what we really should be focused on. As we approach Thursday, we need to be aware of the chances for severe weather in the southeast. And really, Arkansas and Louisiana are going to experience those conditions starting tomorrow as that cold front gets closer to them. But zooming back into the southeast, really fairly comfortable and clear for everyone on the eastern side of the seaboard. Georgia, pretty clear, no cloud coverage. South Carolina, same story. But as we start to move towards the west, seeing that rain move through Arkansas and northern parts of Louisiana, that's just going to continue to pick up as the cold front approaches. And as we look at the upper level water vapor, we can see the colder cloud tops are indicated here with the orange and blue. That means there's a little bit more convection going on with these storms over here in southeast Texas. So as these move towards the east, we're going to bring the chance for seeing some more convection as we get into Louisiana and Arkansas, and that will heighten the chance to see severe weather in those regions. So looking into the early parts of tomorrow, going to see a lot of rain in northern Arkansas, especially Little Rock, all throughout the day. Louisiana not going to get hit quite as hard, and as we get into those evening hours, they're going to be out in the clear for the most part, and we're going to see conditions start to worsen a little bit more for the rest of the southeast. But for tonight, going to be in the lower 60s and upper 50s for almost everyone. Little Rock, though, going to get down to 41 degrees. And as we move into tomorrow's forecast, we're going to see those temperatures get into the mid to upper 70s on the eastern side of the southeast. Western side, Little Rock, you're looking at 66 degrees. But now I'm going to pass things off to Chris, and he's going to get us our second local look of the evening.
All right, thank you, Tyler. Currently, we can get one last glimpse, or another glimpse at the sunset over at Doak Campbell Stadium. You can't quite see the sun anymore as it has moved below where the stadium is right now. Currently, 67 degrees, sunny, winds coming out of the south, 9 miles per hour. It was a pretty fantastic day, a lot of clear skies, as we can see on our satellite radar. Not a cloud in sight. As we'll say that, we move out to a more national look, there's not a cloud in most of the southeast, and that's due to a high pressure system that is dominating over the southeast area. You can see some of these clouds over by Arkansas, Texas, that are going to be bringing severe weather that will be moving into our area, bringing cooler temperatures, right, possible 67 degrees Tallahassee, 70 up in Thomasville, a bit cooler at the coast of 63 in Apalachicola. Overall, we're looking pretty warm, very clear skies. It was a great day to spend outside, moving into our dew points. We're pretty dry, 51, dew point 51 Tallahassee, a bit more moist at the coast, 55 in Apalachicola, as they were experiencing a sea breeze. On our future cast, though, you can start seeing these clouds pushing into the area, which is going to bring in chances for storms to come in Wednesday from that cold front that we saw on the national, as it will be pushed in towards our area. On tonight's forecast, it's going to be a little bit chilly if you are walking home from the game tonight. 58 degrees, high 50s throughout most of the area, reaching 60 in Bainbridge and 61 in Apalachicola. Tomorrow's forecast is going to stay in the lower 70s, with the exception of St. Mark's being a lot colder at 63 degrees, full 10-degree difference between Tallahassee and St. Mark's. On the 7-day forecast, you're going to see it's going to be partly cloudy tomorrow at 73. It's going to be 75, 73 on Thursday, which a large chance of rain, 90%. It's going to cool down for the rest of the week, but for now, I'm going to pass things off to Jesse for a look at a lifestyle.
Thank you, Chris. Yeah, we got our lifestyle forecast coming up for you guys on this Monday night. And I know that last night was the Super Bowl, very exciting, but we got more plans for you guys as we're going into this week. Currently, we got that basketball game going on tonight, go Noles, and we got a very clear night ahead. So don't worry about walking home in the rain of any sort. That high pressure system is going to keep us extremely clear as far as tonight goes. As we're looking into tomorrow, though, those clouds are going to start to appear ahead of that cold front. And here's that rain coming in. Wednesday mornings, we might see a little bit of spotty showers in our area. And then going further into that day, we're going to see increased chance of rain, and especially on Thursday. So keep that in mind as you're going throughout your plans. If you're planning on studying tonight, obviously you're going to be pretty warm inside. Stroger Interact 75. You can probably wear a t-shirt if you want to study outside or even on that walk home from that basketball game. It's going to be closer to 67. We're going to have calm winds. Honestly, beautiful weather. Once again, you might just need a light jacket, but that's pretty much t-shirt weather for anyone that's from anywhere except for Florida. Also, if you're looking to stargaze tonight, it's going to be a clear night once again. Those clouds holding off. And hey, if you want to stargaze, might want to check out the top of the EOAS building. We got roof access, right? Find somewhere on campus where you can look up at the sky tonight, as it's going to be absolutely beautiful. We've got great conditions. And tomorrow night, if you're looking to go out and have some fun, it's looking to be 58 degrees. So a little bit cooler than tonight. Definitely going to want to grab that jacket. And those clouds are going to start to come into the picture, so definitely keep an eye on that. And Thursday night doesn't look like the best night if you have any plans, especially outdoor. Might want to cancel that, push that to earlier Tuesday night maybe, or even until later in the weekend, because we are supposed to have chance of storms. Not only that, it's also going to be pretty chilly. 45 is a pretty big jump from what we were feeling today, being close to the 70s. And as for Friday, things are going to warm up a little bit, and we're going to see 80 inside. If you're going to be inside, then you'll be fine. But, you know, that night we're looking at 40 degrees, so definitely want to bring a jacket for that as well. Looking at the next 3 days, we got great weather tomorrow, but going into Wednesday, Thursday, that chance for rain appears. So definitely keep an eye on that and make your plans around that rain. But I'm going to go ahead and pass things back off to Chris.
Thank you, Jesse. Now we're going to start moving into a look around Florida right now. Overall, we have lots of clear skies. We're not currently forecasting Gainesville. I guess the University of Florida didn't want to send us their numbers, but guessing it's around 70, 69, 68 degrees around there. Over on our dew points, overall fairly dry right now. We do have a sea breeze that is, if you're over by the coast, seeing where Pensacola is 4 degrees higher than Tallahassee, but overall we're in the lower 40s to lower 50s, mid 40s. On our satellite radar, you can see this high pressure system that's just dominating the area, that is keeping the area dry, keeping clouds out of the air, bring us some pretty beautiful weather. However, we do have this cold front that will be moving in Wednesday to Thursday, that is going to bring in storm chances. Currently, right now, our satellite radar, South Florida, you don't see a cloud in the sky. There is some slight showers that are forming off the coast, but nothing that is currently there. Just like you can't really see me, you can't see a cloud in the sky right now in Central Florida, as once again, the high pressure system has been dominating the area. It's been keeping the skies clear. Excellent conditions, or just going outside enjoying life. Futurecast, you can see moving in from Tuesday onward, you can see the clouds start moving into the area. It's going to cool us down a tiny bit before the storms start coming in. On a drought monitor, a lot of Florida right now is currently abnormally dry with some areas of a moderate drought. So those Wednesday storms are definitely going to be a thing to be appreciating. Right now, Miami forecast, you're going to have partly cloudy, all scattered clouds, 79, 81, 84. As we're moving in up north to Tampa, you're going to be mid-70s to 80s. And Orlando, you're going to be from 79, actually warming up to 87 degrees. Jacksonville, expect upper 70s. You got some storm chances on Thursday, as well as Pensacola has got 2 days of storms actually on Wednesday and Thursday, staying in the lower 70s. But overall, tonight's forecast, expect lower 60s. Tomorrow's forecast, expect lower 70s. South Florida, expect around the 80s. But for now, I'm going to pass things off to Jonathan for one last look at our local.
Yeah, thank you, Chris. So we're going to go ahead and start off with that beautiful look over Doak Campbell Stadium. One of the things that I'm enjoying with this new studio is that we are a little bit later into the year. We are almost approaching the date where we're going to turn those clocks forward, and that means that we can sort of start to see the sunset towards night. I know at the end of last semester's shows, it was dark by the last time we were on the live cameras. So currently 67 in Tallahassee. Not really any clouds in the sky except for a few stratus off in the distance, but that sunset is beautiful and the conditions are beautiful outside. Go ahead and enjoy that. Now, as Chris mentioned earlier, and we've mentioned multiple times throughout the show, we have this dominant high pressure system going through the area right now, and that means it is clear outside. There's not much going on. Zooming out to the broader picture, that applies to the entire southeast, but do notice we do have that shower activity over in Dallas and just to the west of Houston associated with a cold front system that will be pushing through later this week. Zooming out to the big picture, this is that system we've been talking about with the low pressures and the cold front. It's going to eventually move in and replace this high pressure system, and that change is going to go ahead and bring us a chance for thunderstorms and severe weather. But right now we're going to enjoy the mild conditions we have outside. 67 in Tallahassee right now, a little bit cooler down by the coast. Also, those temperatures are really starting to fall up in Georgia. Dew points, we do have a little bit of moisture in the air, but nothing too much to cause rain right now. And then for tonight's forecast, it's going to be a cool 58, which for winter, I'm not going to complain about a forecast like that. Tomorrow, a little bit cooler than today, but I'm going to go ahead and walk on over to the desk where day planner for tomorrow, 51, 54, 55. It's going to be sort of mild throughout the day. I'm actually not sure that's very accurate, but anyways.
All right, so currently a little bit of technical difficulties. You couldn't see us for a bit, but right now we set up the new studio. We're happy to start streaming, broadcasting again.
Yeah, so I'm really excited to be back, but one of my favorite things about this new studio is just the amount of possibilities that we can possibly have. Right now, we don't necessarily have some of the features set up, but looking on further into the semester, we might have some more things going on into the studio, like a new wall or something.
Yeah, we definitely have space to put at least one, maybe even two more sets out.
But going ahead and talking about the 7-day forecast, as we mentioned, Thursday, that is going to be the yucky weather day. Possible chance for severe thunderstorms.
Yeah, Thursday is the big weather day. You definitely want to have your umbrellas, your rain jackets out as you're going to class on Thursday. You also most likely will be you would want to bring it on Wednesday as well because 40% rain chance.
Especially in the evening hours as we get further and further into that. But once that cold front passes through, we're going to return to a little bit more seasonal characteristics, so a little bit warmer than winter typically in this area. But go ahead and follow us on Twitter at FSU Weather.
And don't forget to like us on Facebook at facebook.com/FSU Weather.
And then right now you are probably watching us live on YouTube. We hope to get back onto cable television in the Tallahassee market soon.
Yeah. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at FSU Weather.
Yeah, so that is going to pretty much wrap up our first episode of FSU Weather back in this new studio. I'm really excited at how it has gone tonight. I'm super excited for everything that's going to go on into this studio as the semester progresses. But I'm student meteorologist Jonathan Marcus.
And I'm student meteorologist Chris Knoll.
And this has been FSU Weather's first show in the new studio. Have a good evening.
Have a great 2020.